Hello, this is video 2 on October 5th. If it's Thursday, we're not just running one update, we're running 2. Apparently, they've announced another core update. So, if you haven't heard about it yet, you can always go over here and check the Google search status dashboard. I have never seen a case where 2 updates are running at the same time. And I find this very odd, and here's why. It's very likely. Again, I do not have an insight into the inner workings of Google. I'm just looking at what makes sense and knowing that they're a testing company. I mean, the Google admits they run thousands and thousands of tests every year. And so the fact that they announced yesterday that they were running the spam update, I call like spam and truly, I think the helpful content update, I call them shoulder updates. You know, they're not recalibrating everything. I believe that they work like filters. And if that is true, that yesterday was spam and today is core, it kind of gives us a data point that what scientifically testing organization is going to run 2 things at the same time. Because if one of them is a mess, they have to be able to isolate it and know all of this mess came from this variable. So they're not going to be running variables at the same time. So I think the spam update is a filter, and it is a lever that they can pull and set, and that's how it is. And then they opened core today. Now, core updates, that's a little more, how things are actually getting sorted, like from a score basis. And I did see a ton of recrawling content that was previously published. And not just crawling the HTML of it, I'm talking about full-blown, full render crawling. So I think, this is my opinion, spam was a one day. Now they don't really want us to know all of this, right? So probably they'll give us some heads up, when they feel comfortable that they can tell us that this is over on the spam, and then we'll be in the core. So I actually had to add a line here because never before have we had 2 announced updates running simultaneously, at least claimed to run simultaneously by Google. So I'm putting mine down here. This was a one day, and that this is now, if they are to be believed, we're going to have a core update. Now, likely this Search Console here, this update that normally happens every 3 days, I think that's going to time will tell, right? But I think the way they'll deal with that is to push that off until they rescore everything. So if you happen to have your server logs, kind of like look around in these days, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, and keep going. If you have access to them, I know I will. But keep looking at them and seeing what and these are going to be the actual Googlebot crawlers. These are not going to be the inspection tools. These are the ones that are coming out of either Mountain View or wherever they have their data centers, and it's going to be on their IPs. So you'll be able to verify. Now, the other thing, which is kind of interesting, there's a lot of, sorry about this. This is one of the most interesting aspects of heading into Q4 and Google having an antitrust case against it. And apparently, witnesses, which one would have to think are under oath, have been talking about a highly confidential project called Project Mercury. And basically, I'll put the URL in here. And part of what makes today so interesting, of course, this is fabulous reading, is that there's a lot of energy that went out today from Google headquarters and beyond, kind of like saying like, no, that's not how this works. So I don't know who I believe, someone who's sworn to tell the whole truth. And the only reason we have this accounting is because of Megan is a spectator in the trial, the woman who wrote this article. And this is fascinating. We'll have to see what comes of it. And just for fun, I'm going to call this video Project Mercury. Figuring that, let's just see what happens, right? Okay. Well, anyway, heads up. We thought we were in for a bumpy ride. I think we're going to be in for a very bumpy ride. And I think we're going to see this kind of like the volatility of this just shoot up. Hey, guys. I just couldn't let this go and wait until next week. So feel free to leave comments. I almost feel like we need to open up therapy sessions for all of us because this is insane. All right. Take care. Bye.